Now I need to rethink my childhood of why I didn't play this game. Hi everyone, I'm Nina Kaskar, or Miss Scarlet in this study, and welcome to another episode of Blinded by Nostalgia. Blinded by Nostalgia is a series on this channel where I review games, movies, and TV that I enjoyed as a kid, now as an adult. And today's a very special episode because I'm actually reviewing a game that was suggested to me that I didn't play as a kid, but I know a lot of you did. It's The Secret of Monkey Island, which I had been told over many years that this was the point-and-click game of their childhood. It's, you know, a very nostalgic game for a lot of people, and I had never heard of it. I played a lot of other point-and-click games, you know, from childhood through now. I love point-and-click adventures, and I decided it was time to actually sit down and play this. If you absolutely love this game, I'm about to tell you whether you're blinded by nostalgia or not. So, The Secret of Monkey Island is a very typical point-and-click game. I really do enjoy point-and-click adventure games. A lot of the games that I played as a kid were point-and-clicks. A lot of the games I play now are point-and-clicks. So that also has a nostalgic factor to it for me. However, I had not played this game as a kid. Full disclosure, I played the special edition remastered version of Monkey Island, so my opinion might be slightly different than it would have been if I had played the original. So one of the really great things about this game is the voice acting, which I was told is not in the original Monkey Island games, and that they just have the subtitles. So I think if I had played the original, I might not have enjoyed the dialogue and writing as much as I did listening to the dialogue being spoken directly from the characters. So you play as Guybrush Threepwood, which is a mouthful of a name, first of all. I will say that I don't really relate to Guybrush as much as I would a character in a point-and-click game that I would have picked to play. Like the Nancy Drew series, I relate a lot to Nancy Drew. I love Thimbleweed Park. I think those characters are all somewhat relatable and enjoyable to play. I didn't love playing as Guybrush in this game, but I still think there are other characters in the game that kind of bolster it. So as much as I may not have enjoyed playing as his specific character, there are other interactions that make up for it. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion. So I streamed this game for the first time on Twitch, and a lot of the feedback I was getting was that people love Guybrush. I think specifically in this first game, I didn't enjoy playing as Guybrush. I didn't feel connected to him as a character. The whole game you just know that he wants to be a pirate, and that's pretty much it. You've got to go through these trials to become a pirate. I don't feel like there's a lot of depth to that character in this first game specifically. I know there's a whole rest of the series where his character arc may change, but in this first game specifically, Secret of Monkey Island, I felt like Guybrush was lacking a little bit in character development. The one character I wish I saw more of in this game was Elaine, who I actually really enjoyed her dialogue. She's a badass and can take care of herself and doesn't need Guybrush there to save her. And I love that about her. I just wish we saw more of her. A lot of the game is focused on Guybrush becoming a pirate and defeating LeChuck. So Elaine is not really put into that story as much other than a love interest, which she clearly is so much more than a love interest. She can kick ass if she wanted to. So other than Guybrush and Elaine, I feel like the other characters that you can interact with to solve puzzles really had that piratey vibe. I love the whole feel of this game. It just makes you feel like a pirate. It makes you want to be in that world. You know, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I love One Piece. I love stories about pirates. This is definitely the game for you if you like that kind of thing, because they never drop the theme of treasure hunting and sailing the sea and just great things about being a pirate, and it's so much fun. It's really fun to escape the real world and you just be a pirate for a few hours while you play this game. So atmosphere is 10 out of 10. I loved it. I loved all the locations and the extra characters that you can talk to. It's just a fantastic part of this game. I think it's really what makes this game so charming and actually replayable. I would definitely go back and play this just for the whole scenery and going back and revisiting places and characters and just, you know, exploring other dialogue options. Now, I will say that as much as I love point-and-click games and puzzle games, and I love solving riddles and puzzles and things, this game was difficult. Just in comparison to other point and clicks I've played, that's not a bad thing. I actually really enjoyed the challenge. However, there were some small little puzzles that didn't quite make sense logically, and I wouldn't have understood how to get to that unless I had spent months and months trying literally every option in the game. Luckily, I had a lot of my viewers on my stream that helped me through those difficult puzzles. I think a lot of where my trouble came in was not knowing where to use inventory items, and it wasn't very intuitive on where you needed to put things or do things. I understand it's supposed to be a difficult game, it's supposed to keep you busy for hours and hours and hours, but as much as I love that challenge, I like to kind of move on to the next thing pretty quick. I think if I actually sat and went through every single option and, tore this game apart trying to do everything, I would have eventually figured out everything. And it's just a personal opinion of mine that I don't like to sit for hours and hours and hours on a puzzle, especially when you have to walk between different locations and you have so many different things going on all at once that you don't know where anything really needs to go. I will say that I have since started the second game of the series, and that is definitely not an issue. In the sequel, I feel like I still have challenges, but I'm not sitting for way too long trying to figure out why I have something in my inventory or if I need to talk to somebody or go to a separate location. So I believe that's something that gets a little bit easier throughout the series. I feel like this first one was very difficult, and if you are really into those really difficult puzzles, more power to you. This is a great game altogether. The puzzles are fantastic. With some of the puzzles being maybe not so intuitive, you also have puzzles that just take a long time. For example, one of the missions you have to do is learn how to sword fight, and in order to do that you need to know how to insult pirates properly. So you have to go and basically stop almost every pirate in your path and do an insult battle with them, and you have to do it over and over and over until you finally get all the comebacks to all the insults so that you are prepared to fight the boss. And while the writing for these insults and comebacks are so great, I think it just took a little bit too much time in this game that could have been cut in half. Now, I'm going to talk about something that I personally ran into playing this game as someone who has never played it before but has played other point-and-click games. I've played other LucasArts games, I've played other point-and-clicks that were inspired by these types of games. So specifically, Day of the Tentacle and Thimbleweed Park has references to Secret of Monkey Island. Now, because I'd never played Secret of Monkey Island, I obviously never picked up on these things in those games. As much as I love Day of the Tentacle and Thimbleweed Park, I just never realized the connection until I played this game, and every time I would see something from those games, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's from Thimbleweed Park, or that's from Day of the Tentacle. Meanwhile, it's the other way around, because this is really what started it. It's just really interesting because this is like basically the parent to all of those games that I love and I've enjoyed recently. I think it's really fun to go back and play this and see kind of where it all started. So while I may not be nostalgic specifically toward this game, it still has the elements that make me feel nostalgic about games I played as a kid and even the games that I play now, like Thimbleweed Park. And it's that part of the episode now where I tell you whether you're blinded by nostalgia or not. So I 100% think you are not blinded by nostalgia. This is a great game. I'm so thankful for all the people that suggested it to me. It was a really great, fun experience to even play with you guys on stream, to just look at this whole other world that I didn't even know about. If you didn't play Secret of Monkey Island as a kid but you enjoy point and clicks, go back and play this. This is great. I'm an adult for the most part, and if you like those point and click adventures, if you like puzzles, if you like dialogue and really good writing, go back and play this game. It's so good. You guys are definitely not blinded by nostalgia. This is a great pick for literally anyone to play. I think kids can play it, adults can play it. There's something for everyone in it. I know that I get very immersed in every game that I play, and I think the whole pirate atmosphere and the characters and the writing is so good that it can suck you in, and you can really, really enjoy the story and the beauty behind this game. It's really fantastic. So I know I'm a little late to the Monkey Island party, but I am so into it right now. So I look forward to playing the rest of the series. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of the Blinded by Nostalgia series. I will continue to review entertainment from my childhood and to see whether I was blinded by nostalgia or not, But if you have a favorite game, movie, TV show, anything from your childhood that you'd like for me to review, leave it in the comments below and I might do an episode on whether you are blinded by nostalgia or not. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, my lovely people, and I will see you next week.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. I've come to kill you.
Murder.
Nothing like being honest.